Good morning, ladies, gents, and Pikachus. This is a comment response to mailit2si123. So let's check him out. Jim 00 Band. He thinks he's better than James Bond. He's definitely a white man, even though his picture is a pig, which is what jihadis generally call white people. They call us white pigs. So he is presumably the owner of a 2008 second-hand BMW, very cheap one. So this is a young jihadi. Murdered in the streets of Gaza today with some fake blood, and it is basically a guy who is not dead. He's got nothing wrong with him. This is a guy who is a racist anti-Semite who doesn't like Jews. That much is obvious. Footage of Hamas leader killed. This is not a Hamas leader. This is just a child you've painted some fake blood on who, again, is not actually dead. This is a propagandist. But he gives himself away with his created playlists. What does he like? Trash. He likes trash. He likes purr movement, which, I mean, should we have a look? Oh yeah, ad blocker. Sorry, I can't show you. Only I can, because I can just do this. Note to self. This is the kind of thing this guy is into. This is his sugar. This is what he likes. I think we've seen enough. So anyway, back on point. Can we prove his ridiculous nonsense to be a lie? Let's go through his comment. He thinks the Torah says, Sanhedrin 59:8, that's not even a Torah book, murdering Goyim is like killing an animal. Let's ask ChatGPT, shall we? Show me Sanhedrin 59a. Sanhedrin 59a discusses the obligations and prohibitions that apply to the Gentiles, the non-Jews, under the 7 Noahide laws. A non-Jew who observes these laws is considered to be amongst the righteous of the nations and has a share of the world to come. So that means, contrary to his claim, which was murdering Goyim is like a wild animal, that's what he said we were going to find in this. Actually, what we find is non-Jews who are righteous because they follow the law, and the 7 Noahide laws is don't steal, don't kill, don't rape, don't lie, don't perjure, don't slag off, good things, and don't attack people. If non-Jews follow those, even if they're not Jews, because they're not, they're literally called Gentiles, non-Jews. If people who are not religiously Jews follow those commandments to not steal, not kill, not perjure, not lie, not rape, they are considered to be righteous of the nations. They are considered to be equal to a righteous Jew, just because they didn't do stealing, killing, perjuring, raping, murdering, all the rest of it. However, if a non-Jew tries to observe certain ritual Jewish commandments, there is a debate. So we know that even the ancient Jews had debates about these things. So that means if they found someone to be righteous who had broken a law, but they had done it by accident, they didn't punish them. The Talmud compares the case of the Gentiles keeping the Sabbath. They are not permitted to fully keep the Sabbath like the Jews unless they convert. Well, let's be honest. How many people on earth are going to keep religious Jewish traditions without having to convert to Judaism as well? It's not a thing we're ever going to see. So, in conclusion, is this a real quote? Yes, it is. Is this a real quote? Is this one real? No. Murdering Goyim is like a killing of a wild animal does not appear in Sanhedrin or anywhere else in the Talmud. It's a fake quote that has been circulated online by anti-Semitic groups. Do you want me to show you the exact wording? Yes, okay. Please, ChatGPT, show me the real thing that this idiot is trying to swindle us with his anti-Semitic Islamic trash. Let's see the real thing, shall we? One who kills a Gentile is liable to death. So it's saying anyone who spills the blood of any man, by his blood shall he be spilled. Nowhere does it say this. Murder is forbidden, and the Talmud uses the Torah to show that even the life of a Gentile must be protected. So conclusively, mailit2si123, this is a lie. This is just you making things up, which is why, as I said, when I said show me the evidence of your claims, you can't. I am having to do it for you. Moving swiftly on. Abadazara, even the best Gentiles should be killed. Let's have a look. Is this one real? No, that is not correctly reported either. See, that's what these idiotic jihadi trash Muslims don't understand, is we are not as brainwashed and easily deceived as you guys in the Arab countries are. This is literally, anyone can do this. Anyone can use a free version of ChatGPT, or this one that I'm using, the newest paid one, because I like ChatGPT. Anyone can do this, type in the thing and say, is it real? And it will show you, the real one. Abu Zazara 26b does not say even the best Gentiles should be killed. This is conclusively another lie. Even though you were saying I'm an idiotologist, I have 0 point, all I do is mistranslate things. Immediately your first 2 examples of what the real Jewish people do is a lie. Here's the real one. In times of war, even the best Gentiles should be killed in a military context. So in a war, if Gentiles are at war with you, then you can kill them. And the reason they are having to quote this is because it was never made into a Jewish law for normal life. It only applied during wars where the Gentiles were attacking first. It's the opposite of what you said. Would I like to be shown how major rabbis explain this properly later on? Well, I don't even think we need to, but I know you're going to want to see it, so let's say yes. Here's what major Jewish law authorities like Maimonides taught. We are commanded to sustain the Gentiles. You know what that means? Sustain, it means we have to feed them, we have to house them, we have to be nice to them, we have to treat them equally, who live amongst us with the same justice and kindness we show to Jews. Their lives must be protected. It is forbidden to cheat them, rob them, or mistreat them in any way. And they are giving, once again, the Old Testament, the Torah, as God commanding this. It is forbidden to kill a Gentile who doesn't kill, steal, rob, rape, or murder. Anyone who harms a righteous Gentile transgresses a prohibition, and his punishment will be severe. Anyone. So that means their laws are to apply to anyone who is in their territories, not just Jews. It applies to you if you go there. So if you travel into a Jewish town, even as a Muslim, if you are righteous and somebody tries to kill you, they are a criminal. However, what do you think? You think a Gentile who pries into the law is guilty of death. Sanhedrin 59a. Let's check whether this is right. But I think I can see a little pattern developing here with you. Is this true and real? The pattern is you take a real line out of the Talmud, which by the way is not scripture, it's a court document, and then you make up the opposite meaning. But it's usually quoted online misleading without context. Isn't this what you're always saying, that context is important? So you want us to think that everything bad said about Islam is out of context, but everything that you say out of context is true. So effectively what you are doing is falsely swearing by using a subterfuge wording, which is what you say the Jews do, but that's what you're doing. You are literally lying in the way that you say the Jews are lying. So it's a false accusation. You are doing a minor jihad. You are a jihadi. You are a lying scumbag, Muslim. A Gentile who engages in the story of Torah is liable to death. As it is stated, Moses commanded us the Torah as an inheritance for us Jews and not for them. But important context, it's not talking about reading or learning Jewish ideas casually. It's talking about physically telling people that you're a rabbi when you're not, being a fake Jew. You know, the synagogue of Satan, which, by the way, we know from my extensive work, which you can find on my channel if you search Without Lies Islam Dies, from the first episode, 25th of April 2024, I went through why Muslims openly lie about their religion, and the way I did this is by showing you the real Quran, not by just quoting nonsense like you have done here, not just by typing a load of nonsense out. And I think we can even prove this to be true. Shall we prove that you are lying and that I'm actually good at what I do? When's the last time I mentioned Quran? I said, "O you who believe, do not take Jews and Christians to be friends." Quran.com. Right? Quran.com. This is not badly translated stuff. This is Quran.com. This is your literal own people doing the work for you because you are too lazy. 551. Let's find it. Here we go. This. Oh, I've got it on transliteration, right? So let's change it to an English translated version, translated by one of your guys. Right, let's just do the first one we come. Al-Halal and Khan. Right, let's do that one. And we'll do Sahil and Yusuf Ali. This Yusuf Ali is the one that most Muslims in Britain use. You know, the Hafiz Quran. So let's go back down to 551 and see if we can check my accuracy. So we're not quite there yet. It's a bit longer with all these different things. Here we go, 551. O ye who have believed, do not take Jews or Christians as allies. They are in fact allies of one another, and whoever is an ally to them among you, he indeed is one of them. Allah does not guide these wrongdoing peoples. It says the same thing on each translation from this. This is the actual Arab Quran words of Allah. That is what it says. Did I say that? Oh, look! Wouldn't you just know? I did it accurately. So I am telling the truth, and I showed my workings out, and I physically copied the evidence in a picture, posted it, and I'm telling you now it's Quran.com. It's your own Islamic authorities that gave us this website to prove the truth of the Quran is this. Yeah? So that's how to show evidence of wrongdoing with a false religion, like Islam. But what do? When you're asked for evidence, that's what I said. Feel free to show me the evidence of your ridiculous claims. And I said you won't because you're a liar. This is what you come out with. Let's try another one. This will be the last one. I think the point is made here, but just to make sure you know and everyone knows that you are lying. Is this real? Doesn't even want to do it. Okay, so show me the true one. Let's see if we can get it to do that. Oh, there you go. So it doesn't violate it to show the true one. Does it? No. Let's see the true one. A girl 3 years and 1 day old may be betrothed by intercourse. If her deceased husband, brother, cohabits with her, she becomes wife. So that isn't saying you can have sex with the 3-year-old. It's saying if you have a girl and her family dies, You can say, we will adopt this child who will in future become betrothed by intercourse when she becomes his wife. What was the age of marriage consent in Israelite culture? After puberty, around 12 to 14 years old. Not 3, like you were claiming, you absolute pervert. Well, I think we've seen all we need to see here. Here's the real historical answer. Marriage was usually arranged after puberty, meaning when a girl showed physical signs of maturity, which is better than... Remember, we went through what the Quran says is a physical sign of maturity, which wasn't. And that's why Muhammad had a wife age 6. Now we know young women as being of marriageable age, not 3, young, absolute youngest, 12 to 13 or 14. Absolute youngest. And before that, they were kept as children. So I think my work here is done. Well, we're at the last one. Let's just do this last one. See, this is the problem you Muslims have when you are just thickly lying to cover the shame of your own religion, which is dirty. Is this real? No, it is not a real quote. What is the real quote? It actually says deliberately lying under oath is forbidden. Lying in the name of God is a severe sin. The whole section is about how to avoid sinning out of your mouth, how not to trick others. It does not permit trickery, which is the opposite of Islam. Islam obligates you to use trickery, which is, I guess, why you are using it. Would you like me to show you a real Talmud verse where it strictly forbids false swearing? Even when no one will find out, i.e. what you have said here, it strictly forbids that. So, before this video gets too long, let's just conclude on saying every single one of that guy's made-up claims proved itself to be wrong with the minimal amount of intelligent research and fact-led, evidence-based study. Never trust Islam, never trust a Muslim, proven by this Muslim yet again. That's the end of this video. They are just liars. They are just filthy perverts and disgusting, deceitful liars. That is Islam. So that's the end of this video. Conclusively proven to be garbage is the last thing that Muslim will ever say to me. He'll run away and hide now. So that's all for now. God bless you all. Have a lovely day and I'll see you next time. Bye.